All right, y'all. So, I really wanted it to be like a week or two in between my videos for my vegetables, but I did film some growth in between time, in the meantime, like 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. I'll insert that footage here of how it was doing.
Without seeing any fruit production, I low-key feel like this is doing all right. I don't feel like it's doing too bad. It was a huge gap in between filming though.
But now it is time to get them in the ground. And yes, it is dusk. I didn't want to put them in the morning where they were going to be out in the sun all day without any time to adjust and settle in their new roots. So a good time to plant is like really early in the morning, and I have to do something in the morning at like 6:45, so I won't have time. And then a good time to plant is also in the evening so that they can chill kind of overnight. So yes, I had to get some other things tidied up with my garden. If you have watched the videos before of my raised bed garden, it did not have this top piece on here. I built that recently just to kind of keep rodents and squirrels and stuff out the best I can. Not saying that I will have that issue, but if I have that, matter of fact, there go a raccoon like walking across my backyard. So yeah, I probably will have that issue. Excuse me, sir. Bye. But bye. Bro, don't come that way, come the other way. So that was a raccoon. And they act like we friends. So they don't really. It was a raccoon over there. As I was talking about, like not having rodents and stuff.
Anyway, y'all, as we proceed, I initially start with I want to say my crooked neck squash, and it was the first one to really take off. Like, I don't know if you guys keep up with my story on YouTube, but I posted it. It kind of sprouted really fast. It germinated super quick, and it got really, really big, really, really fast. And it was starting to flower. Oh, y'all, this stuff. This is like black gold. It's worm casting, so I always put it in the bottom of the vegetables just for some fertilizer. It works really, really well. It's actually what the worms produce. That's why people tell you just worms are good for your garden. But yeah, so I put some worm castings in there as fertilizer, because y'all know I put this dirt out a little bit ago just so that it can get settled and I can make sure it was at the right height. Anyway, next I planted my straight neck squash right next to that. It was also flowering, so I knew I had to get it out. Right here, I was really just messing up for the most part. I had some bell peppers that I wanted to plant the same way I planted my squash, but I planted them the wrong way. So I just dug them up and moved them. Then I moved on to my Swiss chard and my butter lettuce. I planted those kind of the same way. And then when it got to the tomatoes, I did do a tomato arch. So I put both of my beefsteak tomatoes in the back because they're indeterminate tomatoes. So that means they can get pretty crazy. And I don't want them to outgrow the Roma tomatoes that are going to be in the very front of this garden bed. So I put them in the back. This is kind of just an overview of what it looked like that evening. It was super dark out, but I got a light in the back of my house. But this is the morning. I got everything watered in. I got 2 beefsteak tomatoes, 2 Roma tomatoes, a butter lettuce squash, 2 bell peppers, and crooked neck and straight neck squash. I did later add 2 jalapeno plants I got from the community garden that we had left over. And then I added some marigolds, and here is a picture of the finished product. All right, so we are at about 3 weeks of growth, and I feel like it's doing all right. I mean, honestly, what do I know? But from what I can see, it's filling out. We really won't know until we see if it starts to produce really great fruit. My Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, I can't wait to trellis those, get them going around that tomato arch. Just my butter lettuce, it's looking like it's doing pretty good. Next step is a jalapeno plant and a bell pepper plant. That's another one of the jalapeno plants on the other side of the bell pepper. And then my squash is flowering, so we should have some squash coming from that soon. There's one of my little tiny marigolds that I grew in the house. So yeah, that's a wrap. Let me know what y'all think. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you are enjoying this content. I will be back to you guys. You make sure you stay blessed. Continue to do your very best. I love y'all. Be encouraged. Peace.